The best way to stop abuse is to not be the abuser. I know that personally firsthand because all of my whole life, regardless of what profession my parents were pursuing at that moment, I always checked myself at the door. You know, in this country, in America, we have mirrors in our bathrooms. We almost have mirrors coming off of our windows in our houses because you're supposed to be able to look at yourself and say, you know what, you're not evil. You know what, you're not worth evil. You're not, it's just, I just feel like there's got to be something to be said about stopping yourself at the door. And I'm kind of just tired about hearing about what is it, coronavirus and COVID-19 just barely reared its head and people are still talking about it. Like, it just, if you're somebody like me and you, heck, you maybe even aspired to be somebody like me, and I don't know how old, many of you are, whoever you are out there. If you are struggling with something, you need to clear it, get rid of it, and do your best to never be like it. I feel like there needs to be something to be said and consistently said beyond the stupid ickness about self evangelism. And, if you can look at yourself in the mirror before you go on to anything, if you can look at yourself in the mirror and honestly tell yourself that this devil is not worth it, that, you know, taking somebody else's presidency that they deserved is worth it. Like, I know that I'm making this video because this is the person that I'm trying to get back to being me. And, Don Jr., it would just be much easier if you can just make me your wife already and stop trying to look like Biden, who's probably cheating on his wife. Or we don't even know if that's Teresa or what now. So, and that's something, you know, something that they just are still trying to find out in Oregon, or are they trying to find out? Sickness has always been killed by the power of God. You have to pursue the Lord before you do anything else. And I'm not 100% Ronald Reagan's spiritual daughter, because I know that he could have blocked the bullet that ended up, I guess it ended up taking him, or however that happened. But I just feel like there needs to be something said, and has needed to be something said about getting rid of the devil and not connecting. Just hell, I think we all Trump believers can feel bad about Biden right now because he's probably about to get killed. And heck, if it's from Khloe Kardashian, go ahead, Khloe Alexander Kardashian, because you've got to do it. Because you ain't pregnant right now, so you go drown him or something. I mean, there is something to be said about, glory smackdowns. And yes, I have tried to do that myself, but sometimes, you need to be under the water, not knowing how to breathe right, or whatever it is y'all do. And I don't know. I think Chloe and maybe even Kendall, or really the Holy Spirit in that family, would probably say they all need to grow up. And I bet you, Chris, I don't know. Y'all people better figure it out. I'm still Trump wife. I'm still a virgin. And don't play with me, because I will have you out. I'm gonna have to ask some red truck men for some help, because the cops haven't been any help. They just act like little boys in front of me. I'm like, oh my god, seriously.